Hello guys, and we are here today with a new interesting deck. We have here the Spirit Beast deck. This is going to be a deck that comes in the same pack as Neclops. I forgot its name. It's going to be like, I don't think it's Triforce. I think that's the OCG name. I think it's like Special Force or something. I'm not sure. But this deck, it's a Contact Fusion deck. It's really fun. What I've noticed between all three, the Hermit Yokai, Neclops, and the Spirit Beast deck, all of those decks, they're very powerful, yet they all have consistency issues, and this deck will have some consistency issues because the main plays you want to use is you want to use Wen, and you want to use Lara, and you want to use Elder's effect, and in order to use those you need to have one of these guys either in your hand, your grave, or banished, so it can become very hard to do that because you could be stuck with a whole bunch of your banished noble spirit beasts and have Lara and not be able to make a play, and so consistency becomes a very important issue with this deck. And so I'll go right in and just explain every single card effect. This is Ape Lion, who can banish one Spirit Beast card, so that includes their spell and trap cards, and then all Spirit Beast monsters gain 500 attack and defense, even the ones you summon afterwards, which I think is very interesting. It's because it says this turn off Spirit Beast, so even if you go and you Contact Fusion, the monster you summon out will have 500 more attack and defense. And then this is a tech card, Deneko Seki. She's really great because if you can summon her, your opponent can't activate any spell or trap cards that are set, which is great, and then you can go off and make your player all good and it'll be completely safe. And she's just really nice because she's also a cold wave. Your opponent can't even set more cards afterwards, so it can be really powerful. Why is it every time I make these videos I always have to cough? Anyways, we have here Noble Spirit Beast Rampida, and his effect is you can banish one of your Contact Fusion monsters and then send a Spirit Beast monster of the same type from your deck to the grave. So he is great for setting up for Lara plays, which is really nice. And then we have Kanahawk. Kanahawk is pretty much our main searcher of the deck. He is a gold shark. You can banish one Spirit Beast card, including the spell and trap cards again, and then add that card to your hand 2 turns later. Because of that, you can use him to set up for Wen plays, which is really good. And then we have one Petrol Fin, and this is pretty much Grammel. You banish a Spirit Beast card from your hand to target one card your opponent controls, so you turn it into the hand. Again, sets up for Wen plays, and it makes your opponent lose a card. Really great against Shaddolls. And then we have Wen, and Wen's effect, if you haven't figured it out already, is you can target one of your banished Spirit Beast monsters, special summon that target. And so she's really great. You can just banish cards, and the great thing is that the effects are negated, so you can use Kanahawk's effect again if you if you summon him or you've used it again. That's really great. You can get off more effects, and then that's really nice. And so, but then at that point, you can now special summon. You can now Contact Fusion because you have a Noble Spirit Beast and a Spirit Beast Tamer. And then we won 1 Gramo because I love this card. We won 3 Greebons because it's a Psychic Tuner that we can summon out with E-Tally. So that's really great and allows us to make some really good synchros. 2 Elders. Elder allows us to normal summon another Spirit Beast monster, and that includes the Tamers also, and the Tamers will get their effects if they have targets. So he's really nice to get out multiple monsters. Then we have 1 Lara. Lara is really weak, so you pretty much want to Contact Fusion with her afterwards, but she summons from the grave, so that makes it really nice. And even if you notice a couple of the cards down below, D-Fish or Macro, even if you play with those cards, it's still possible to get cards into your grave, so that's okay. So we run 3 of her, because you just have to. And then 1 Quill Pen of Gulders. It's cycling power again. There's ways to get your monsters into the graveyard, even with Macro on the field. And so Quill Pen is still alive. The cards you want to return to the deck would be Wen, Lara, and Elder, mainly these 2 though. And then you get a Grand Mole card, so that's pretty good. Triple Upstart, 1 Gourd Sark, 1 Foolish, so it's pretty much a free Rampida or a free Kanahawk. For actually any card, so it isn't that bad. And then we won 3 E-Tellys. E-Tellys can also summon out Lara, Elder, and Wen, because they're all psychic. And mainly what you want to use is use them to summon out Greebons, so that way you can make some great synchro plays. This deck has a lot of very interesting combos that you can do with this deck. It's just ridiculous. So we run 3 of that, 1 bond with the Spirit Beast. We only run 1 because the only time you really get to use this is if you have 2 of your contact fusion monsters out, and sometimes that's not that easy, so I put it down to 1. And then we run 1 Mastering Second because this guy has a pretty decent effect, and if our opponent tries to 101 a monster or do something to a monster, we have an answer. Defusion, again, we can summon out from banished, so it doesn't really affect us. It's not the worst thing in the world, and it's really nice. And if you want to play an XZ focused build, which wouldn't be bad, you can still get monsters in the grave because XZ materials don't get banished by Defusion. Then this card's very interesting. Combinations with Spirit Beast. If you control Spirit Beast monster, destroy any number of monsters on the field up to the number of Spearman monster control. So it's an even more powerful Icarus attack. If I control 1, I get to pop 1 monster you control, and I keep mine. And if I control 2, just by summoning out Wen and any of the other Spirit Beasts, I get to pop 2. So it's very great once you get out a lot of monsters. We won 1 Compulse, 1 Emptiness, and 1 Macrocosmos. Again, it doesn't really affect us, which is great. Now the reason we're only playing 1 Emptiness is because it's possible to completely block yourself out with Macrocosmos. If you have Emptiness on the field face up and Macrocosmos on the field, neither player will be able to special summon for the rest of the game unless Emptiness gets MST. Or if Macro gets MST. And literally that's the only way to get rid of it. Because any card that's sent to the graveyard will be banished, so Emptiness will never trigger. And so it's just impossible to get rid of Emptiness. You will never be able to contact fusion, you will never be able to synchro. And it can become, and really it just depends on who has the better cards. So just be careful with these cards if you get both of them. You don't want to lock yourself out also. And then for our extra deck, we run 1 Kamikaze. His effect is only 1 monster can attack during opponent's battle phase, which is very interesting. And oh yeah, this card cannot be destroyed by battle, so that's even, yeah, he cannot be destroyed by battle. 1 monster can attack during opponent's battle phase. When this card destroys a monster and sent by battle and sets to graveyard, you control 1 card. Again, it has to hit the graveyard, so if you have Defusion Macro, that's not the greatest play to make. But yet if you can get him off and you can get that draw power effect, then hey, why not? And it's a little bit of stall. I'm just running it I'm mainly running it to test out Kamikaze, because it's like, nobody runs him, everybody's running either Dark Glow or Acid with this card. And then, this is one of the big ones you make, because he is the most powerful, and he has a really nice effect. They all have the effect where you can return them to the extra deck, and special summon 1 Tamer and 1 Noble, so that's really, really good. And I think it's actually a cost to return them, so even if like skill drain's on the field, I think it'd still work because he'd leave the field. It's really great. It means they can be 1/1, they can be cast out, because they'll just go back to the extra deck and special summon 2 more. Yet his main effect is if this card is attacked, it's unaffected by other card effects until the end of the damage step. So that is very great, because it's pretty much a Star Eater, a weak Star Eater. So that's not too horrible. And I'll get on to some combos that you can do with these guys. And this guy has a lot of really nice combos. Kanahawk, again, you can return them to the extra deck to summon 2. But yeah, you can target 2 of your banished Spirit Beast cards, return them to the graveyard. So that includes a Tamer. You could do 2 Tamers, 2 Nobles, or 1 of each. And this is how, even with Macro Defissure, you get cards in your graveyard to set up for later plays. Be it also, because in order to contact fusion them, you have to banish. That means you instantly have to. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, you add a Spirit Beast card from your deck to your hand. Also by doing that. So what you can do is, let's say you summon out Wen, summon out Kanahawk, use Kanahawk's effect on whatever, banish them to summon out Sacred Spirit Beast, Mount, Kanahawk. And then you can return these 2 to the grave and then summon out, and then add to your hand a Lyra. Next turn you can use that effect, and you can keep on doing that every turn searching out a Lyra and then making a Kanahawk or something else. So that's really, really great. It goes through your deck really nicely. And then we're wanting 1 Pitalfin because he has very, very low attack, yet he cannot be destroyed by card effects, which isn't bad, and he has 28 defense, so he can stand up against a construct. Yet he's not worth it. Like, he's better to just go for Rampenta, and then so that way you have access to a Petolphin, because Petolphin's effect is actually decent because it's a Gramble. Yet the Sacred Spirit Beast mount is not. And that is the fusion monsters. So now onto the synchros from one starter, because, well, why not? Beelzius, the ultimate diabolic dragon. I just call him Mega Beels. If you do not know what this guy's effect is, it is once per turn, target one monster your opponent controls, any battle damage this card inflicts your opponent this turn is halved. Also, that monster's attack becomes 0, and if it does, you gain life points equal to that monster's original attack. Really great. You get to increase your life points very greatly. And the awesome thing is you can activate this main phase too, so if you want, you can attack, do a whole bunch of damage, and then target another monster, and then reduce it to 0, and then you gain a whole bunch of life points. One Hyper Psychic Blaster. He inflicts piercing damage. He does require a non-tuner Psychic type monster, but yeah, that shouldn't be too hard, because all of our Psychics except for Trebons are non-tuners. And if this inflicts piercing, and you gain life points equal to the damage you inflicted. So we have 2 cards that help us gain life points. If you want, you can switch this guy out for a Mistworm or something else. I just thought that we might as well run some Psychic supporting our running Psychics. 1 Beels, the original Beels, because why not? 1 Moonlight Rose Dragon. This guy can bounce a monster that, when this card is special summoned, or when a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, target any special monster and return that to the hand. So even if you're facing like a Statelnites, you can just bounce back their Deltros just by making him, so that's not bad. 1 YUGIOH, because why not, would be good for the mirror match, and then 1 Armadis. And so yeah, that's the deck. Some combos you can do is you can make like this guy and then attack, and then main phase 2 you can summon out, like, let's say this would be like, you could summon out Wen and Conahawk, and that'd be like 7, and then you could activate E-Telly and make it him if you want, or you could summon out, this would be 6, yeah, then you could make Beels if you had an E-Telly. So you can go attack and then tag out, and then go for like a synchro that's very strong, that's really hard to get rid of, so that can be very great plays. And you could also contact fusion them, I think, again actually, or you can contact fusion for a different one, so that's not bad at all. So there's a lot of different combo plays. You really have to play the second order to understand it. It really makes no sense if you just look at the deck. You actually have to play it and figure out how the deck works. Again, the card that really makes the deck is Conahawk, because that's the guy that really sets up a lot of your plays with Wen. And Wen's just easy to make a place, because of course Defissure and Macro is really good. And so yeah, that is Null Spirit Beast. Looks like a very fun deck. I wonder how these new, I'm just gonna call them Tribe Force decks, are gonna do, because they're powerful in their own respect, and they could probably be tier 1 in their own format. Yet against the Tellarknights, Burning Abyss, and Shaddolls, and even Clifford, it's hard to say how these decks will do. Like, how will this deck do against a killer? Like, how? Because they don't have anything more powerful than killer, and they don't have anything that could get over one. So I really wonder how these decks are gonna fit in. They look really good, really powerful. Yet it's just, I don't know which one's gonna top, even out of like the ones that are already out. So yeah, that's just going to be it. I'm thinking tomorrow there's going to be a duel with this deck, and then hopefully I can do a Burning Abyss deck profile, and then a Burning Abyss duel, because we got a new support out here in the TCG. So that is really nice. And I feel like the Nekaseki, just to briefly mention her again, I feel this card is going to become meta. I feel like a lot of people are going to run her, because she's just really good. She's like an emptiness almost. For spawn trap cards, you summon her, opponent gets rid of her, then next turn you can set all of your trap cards. So I'd say she is really decent. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and we'll stay tuned for the duel. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos that will appear over here as annotations if I ever get around to doing that. And the links in the descriptions, including something that could help make this deck a reality for you. and my Facebook links, which I tend to do special stuff for my Facebook people. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Bye. Hey, if you could click on the links and on the annotation to see the duel with this deck or some of my other videos, that would really help. And check out the links in the description to watch some of me and my friends' videos and even something that could help make this deck a reality for you. See you guys later. Bye.